Campus's Vice President of Facilities as he helps to keep OCC clear during the winter.
And later, we'll see how West Genesee High School is heading into their outdoor track season without referees.
Also, there's a chance this summer for SU basketball fans to see some former favorites right here on campus.
But first, we take a look at a service here at OCC helping students cope with academic and mental struggles.
Now, from the EMC studio at Onondaga Community College, this is OnTV Update.
Good afternoon and welcome to OnTV Update. Today is Friday, March 15th. I'm Cody Woodard.
And I'm Braylon Noble. According to the American College Health Association, the suicide rate among young adults has tripled since the 1950s and is the second leading cause of death among college-age students.
On TV Updates, Joel Carlino has more on a service offered right here on campus that helps students struggling with mental illness.
The everyday schedule of a college student can sometimes be stressful, and for students with mental illness, it can be even worse. The Counseling Center here at OCC is here to help students through that process.
The purpose of the Counseling Center is to help students with any kind of difficulties they're facing, whether it's academic or whether it's something that's happening in their personal life. And often things that are happening in their personal lives are going to affect your academics. I mean, that just makes sense.
David Snow is a counselor at the center, and he says their service isn't just for students who have a mental illness.
We have some students that come in and they just, they had a bad day and they just need to vent. Sometimes we have students come in, we call it in a crisis. They're crying, they're upset, something just happened in their personal life. Yeah, they come in and, they sit down and talk and just get out what's going on under their mind.
The center has things in their waiting room such as coloring books, colored pencils, and snacks to help de-stress and calm students down while they're waiting for an appointment. If you don't have time for an appointment or you just want some more information, you can stop by the Counseling Center and grab some brochures just like this. The problem of mental illness may not be an easy one to solve, but the Counseling Center is committed to making the lives of OCC students better. From the Gordon Student Center, Joel Carlino, OnTV Update.
The Counseling Center is open Monday through Thursday from 8:30 to 6 o'clock and Friday from 8:30 to 4:30. For more information or to set up an appointment, call 315-498-2675.
Even though it's spring break next week, you might not want to shift into vacation mode just yet. For students looking to transfer, there's a national college fair coming to the SRC Arena next Monday and Tuesday. There will be nearly 200 colleges available to meet with. Students can set up college interviews, get information, and learn about various financial aid programs. To register for the event, visit nacacfairs.org/NCF. Syracuse University students are now planning for a program they hope to bring to the Syracuse City School District in the fall. In a city where graduation rates are hovering around 58%, Syracuse University student Kalia Scott has an idea to teach the younger generation better habits.
The Syracuse Teaching Healthy Habits program is a program for Syracuse City School District students. It's a health program, but I'd like to have it be more implemented in terms of healthy habits to help the students prosper in life.
Scott, a native of Syracuse, says Syracuse students teaching healthy habits will be helpful for city school students because the district is lacking positive programs and teachings for students to live healthier lives.
I am actually from the city of Syracuse. I live in DeWitt, but I am from the city of Syracuse, and so when I found out that Syracuse University wanted to help Syracuse City school residents, I thought it was a great idea and I wanted to be a part of it as soon as possible.
Syracuse students teaching healthy habits can be a great help in a school district in need of positive role models. Even though the program is in its early stages, that hasn't hurt the willingness to join.
So one of my passions is actually teaching healthier habits to the community around me and finding different ways of creating a more healthy society. So when I heard about Syracuse students teaching healthy habits, I thought that was the perfect way to not only engage with my community, but offer the skills that I've learned throughout my college career as well.
Scott and Higgins hope to help many kids in the near future. Scott plans to have the program up and running by the fall of 2019.
Coming up on OnTV Update, we have a look at how the grounds department keeps the campus clear for students given the recent surge of storms.
And then we'll see how the weather has affected businesses in downtown Syracuse and what's to come with the spring season. We'll be right back on OnTV Update.
My favorite class to teach is probably the writing scripts. I enjoy working with students on creative writing, and though I enjoy all the classes that I teach, to be honest, there's an energy that creative endeavors like writing scripts allows you to have. That energy just kind of bubbles through the whole term, and so it makes it a lot of fun.
Kappa is the honor society for two-year colleges. Well, I was first appointed by the president to be the Phi Theta Kappa advisor, and I think that I've stuck with it so long because I see that it really does make a difference in students' lives. My role as a Phi Theta Kappa advisor gives me a unique opportunity to form close relationships with students and really see them grow. Come to OCC with an open mind, come here, work hard, and make it happen.
Living on campus is a lot more convenient than living at home because everything I do is on campus, so I can just easily go to places I need, whether it be advising, whether it be getting tutored. Everything's just like within just slight reach. You get a lot of help here. All of the professors I've ever had have been really, really great, really involved, and guide you in the right direction on what you want to do. And it also just lets me get into the whole community aspect of college. That's really important.
Passion for cooking, then sharpen your culinary talents with a degree in hospitality management from Onondaga Community College. You'll take courses in our new state-of-the-art kitchen that prepare you to be creative and enhance your culinary skills while learning how to take charge of a professional kitchen. Apply now at sunyocc.edu to start your career in hospitality.
I knew I wanted to go to a community college just because it saves money. It's not like a high school classroom. Favorite part of my classes would be the hands-on experiences. You can go into a lab and watch it happen. It's not just ink blots on a page. It's in motion. The faculty is great. They really care about the students. The majority of my professors, they're very patient, fairly understanding. I would highly recommend OCC. I would say go for it.
Welcome back to OnTV Update. I'm Cody Woodard.
And I'm Braylon Noble. Well, Cody, it's finally starting to feel like we're getting some sunshine.
Yeah, I think so. We made it a full week without a blizzard, which is a miracle here in Syracuse.
Cole Pedisano has more on what we can expect. Cole, can we really start looking forward to spring?
We're definitely going to catch some glimpses of spring this week, Braylon. It might be time to start shedding some layers, but do keep those coats ready, folks. According to weather.com, today's forecast is mostly cloudy with a high of 54 and a low of 30. Tomorrow, the temperature drops back down a bit. Expect a cloudy day with a high of 34 and a low of 23. Sunday and Monday should lose those clouds with highs in the low 30s, but Tuesday we can expect a bright sunny day, followed by a mostly cloudy day on Wednesday. Thankfully, the weather is starting to improve, but for the last few weeks, winter weather advisories have been affecting some local businesses. It seems like every week in Syracuse there's been a new winter weather advisory. These warnings have been keeping people at home. Nick Shelton is the general manager at Soundgarden, Syracuse's record store, located on Jefferson Street in Armory Square. Soundgarden has seen a drop in attendance with the weather advisories.
Even though the weather may be fine, we still notice a massive decline in people going out. Even if we get half an inch in the morning and the rest of the day is clear. Whenever it's nicer out, we definitely see more people.
Depending on the clientele, location, and type of service of a business, some are less affected than others. Rob Button at Recess Coffee on Montgomery Street sees regulars from City Hall in spite of the weather.
Downtown, I'd say we're less affected because we have the same business people almost every day. They're going to be downtown anyway, I suspect. A lot of people work in the building right across the street from us. I could see more people stopping downtown when it's nicer out to try and get drinks here.
It's still a bit chilly down here in Armory Square, but there are plenty of places to visit like Ish Guitars or Possibilities. The community and businesses downtown are heavily supported by foot traffic and visitors. There have been plenty of new restaurants and boutiques, cafes and breweries that have sprouted in the downtown area over the last year, with more to come this spring and summer. As nature starts to bloom once again, so will life in downtown Syracuse. For more information about upcoming events like the St. Patrick's Parade and other attractions in the downtown area, visit downtownsyracuse.com and check the Why Downtown tab. Back to you, Cody.
Thank you, Cole. Snow is as much a problem here on the OCC campus as it is in downtown Syracuse, but thanks to the grounds department, the paths remain clear for students to walk. I asked Vice President of Facilities John Paddock to find out how they're able to keep students from having to trudge through inches of snow.
With the recent surge of storms the Onondaga Community College campus has had to deal with, it's a common sight to see students walking class to class in the middle of a blizzard. However, it is up to Vice President of Facilities John Paddock to make sure every student can get where they need to go.
We basically run 24/7. Obviously, we run 24/7 because we have dorms that we need to support with our students that utilize these facilities. We have events going on at the SRC Arena. We have a YMCA that runs roughly 18 hours a day. So snow removal is very important part of our operations.
Several tools can be seen in constant use on the campus on the onset of a major storm. However, every situation calls for a different solution. Situations the grounds department can aptly handle.
Students may have seen vehicles such as this equipped by the grounds department as a means of handling a large amount of snow while distributing a large amount of salt. The front end is equipped with a heavy-duty plow to help push the snow where it needs to go, while the other end is equipped with a salt dispenser to help with a large distribution of salt for the future formation of ice. According to John Paddock, the campus regularly uses 500 to 700 tons of salt in any given semester. But even with all of that salt, John Paddock and the grounds team's greatest weapon remains public awareness.
Posters have been placed all around campus, detailing different methods and strategies for students to handle the snow and ice formations, an effort that OCC student Tim Roeder has noticed and appreciated.
I feel like they do a good job clearing the snow and everything and all the ice for students that drive here and walk here from the residence halls to the campus. And they make sure the roads and sidewalks are really safe for every student that comes and staff.
An effort that continues to be appreciated by the OCC staff and student alike.
Paddock asks everyone to always be careful where they walk, especially when wearing footwear with little or no traction.
When we return on OnTV Update, find out how the OCC men's lacrosse team did in their rematch of last year's national championship game.
And later on, West Genesee High School track coaches are preparing for a season without referees. We'll be right back.
Because we're a two-year school, you're going to play right away. As a freshman, you're going to get pretty good parts, and as a sophomore, you're going to have all the best stuff. We have a lot of non-majors involved, and they can play in ensembles, they can take lessons, they can take music classes. They really could do all the music major things. There are no barriers to that. We have great equipment, we have great facilities. It's a lot of fun to be here. There's a lot of energy, and we do a lot of performing, which makes everybody kind of energetic and working towards those goals together, and it makes it a lot of fun.
I really enjoy the potential to work closely with students. Oftentimes we're fortunate enough to have small classes. Typically we do a lot of class discussions, we do a lot of exercises that deal with student writing. I try to get the students to interact with each other. I think there's a pretty good balance between students working on their writing and sharing thoughts about writing. Yeah, I think OCC is a strong consideration for any student.
We offer a variety of experiences, and the idea is that you're still learning to play your instrument, but you're learning to express it in different formats. We have a lot of opportunities for students to play and learn about different ways to use their instrument to make music. We have a variety of concerts and events. We bring in alumni, but also our students perform, and they get to have those experiences. And it really is a chance to shine quickly.
What I like about the dorms is how social it is and the community that's built around it and how we all come together to share thoughts and ideas.
Even when you think you're alone, you're not really alone because you're always going to live with somebody and they're always going to want to speak to you. And there's always a person waiting to make a new friend.
I met my friends through some common hobbies we all share, like playing video games, so I met a lot of cool people that way and I enjoy the company of my friends.
It's a smallish community, small campus. It's nice to be able to walk everywhere. The college has tons of opportunities for help and assistance in your classes. It's great. My OAR advisor, Office of Accessibility, the people there are always there to help you. They always ask, how my day was so far and all that. They're really nice and helpful. If you talk to them, they will do something for you if they can.
Hello, I'm Jeremy Roach, and welcome back to Ontv Update. The OCC men's lacrosse team has gotten off to a slow start this season after defeating Anne Arundel 16-6 in the season opener. The defending champions dropped their most recent game to last year's runner-up Nassau by a score of 12-4 here on Chuck Wilbur Field. Lasers Owen Hill, Marty Shargel, Phil Barilla, and Percy Booth each had one goal in the loss. OCC falls to 1-2 on the year, and they'll be back in action Sunday as they hit the road and head to Columbia, Maryland to take on Howard. Opening faceoff is set for noon against the Dragons. With the men's lacrosse team 3 games into their season, it's finally time for the women's to see some action on the turf. After having 2 of their scrimmages canceled, the Lasers will make up for lost time with 2 games over the break. For their first regular season schedule opener, the Lasers will travel to Bel Air, Maryland, to meet up with Hartford Community College next Friday. Their next game is against the Fighting Owls is scheduled for 4 o'clock. 2 days later, OCC will turn around and face off with Howard Community College on the road at noon. Last year, the OCC softball team finished just 1 game above 500 with an overall record of 21-20. The Lasers have revamped their roster for this season as they now have 11 new freshmen and only 3 returning players. They're hoping that this new talent head coach Robert Bates brought in can help the team improve their record from a year ago. That talent is being put on display as the Lasers are kicking off their spring games down in Osceola, Florida. They meet up with Rock Valley College bright and early this morning at 9:45 for the first game of today's doubleheader. That game is still in progress. Meanwhile, first pitch for Game 2 is slated for 1:45 as the Lasers take on Jackson. The baseball team won't be too far behind softball. Coach Pereno's squad has 3 scrimmages scheduled over spring break. However, the weather will not be as good for them as it has been for the women. All 3 games will be played at home starting on Wednesday at 4 when the Syracuse University Club team stops by. The Lasers will finish out the week playing host to the Utica College JV team with a doubleheader on Thursday. Follow that up with another doubleheader against the Ithaca College JV team on the 24th. OCC home opener will be on March 26th against MSAC rival Jefferson. It will be a doubleheader with the Cannoneers at 2 and 4:30. And even though spring sports are underway, the Syracuse men's basketball team is still fighting hard through the postseason. The ACC tournament is wrapping up tomorrow, and the Orange should have done enough to be selected to the NCAA tournament come Sunday. SU notched a 14-point victory over the Pittsburgh Panthers on Wednesday, 73-59. In that game, Buddy Boeheim posted a career-high 20 points. Yesterday in the quarterfinals, the Orange were once again matched up with the Duke Blue Devils, who came into the tournament holding on to the 3rd seed. The rubber match ended with a Blue Devil victory. Senior point guard Frank Howard had a career game with 28 points. And finally, it was a rough week for the New York Giants fans. After starting safety Landon Collins signed with the division rival Washington Redskins on Monday, starting wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. was traded to the Cleveland Browns a day later. In return, they received a first-round and third-round pick in this year's NFL Draft, as well as former first-round safety Jabril Peppers. Beckham Jr., a 3-time Pro Bowler with the Giants, will be reunited in Cleveland with his former teammate at LSU, wideout Jarvis Landry. So Le'Veon Bell was also signed Wednesday by the New York Jets. Should be a wild week for the New York NFL teams.
Yeah, and I saw Antonio Brown is heading to the Raiders as well. D4 to the 49ers, a lot of big names on the move.
Watch out for the Jets. They've been pretty busy. Should have a good team this year.
Well, we'll see.
After the break, we'll hear from Western Tennessee High School's head track coach on how he plans to take on the upcoming season without any referees.
Meanwhile, the SRC Arena will be getting an orange makeover this summer. We'll be right back with Ontv Update.
Kappa is the honor society for two-year colleges. Well, I was first appointed by the president to be the Phi Theta Kappa advisor, and I think that I've stuck with it so long because I see that it really does make a difference in students' lives. My role as a Phi Theta Kappa advisor gives me a unique opportunity to form close relationships with students and really see them grow. Come to OCC with an open mind, come here, work hard, and make it happen.
Living on campus is a lot more convenient than living at home because everything I do is on campus, so I can just easily go to places I need, whether it be advising, whether it be getting tutored. Everything's just like within just slight reach. You get a lot of help here. All of the professors I've ever had have been really, really great, really involved, and guide you in the right direction on what you want to do. And it also just lets me get into the whole community aspect of college. That's really important.
Passion for cooking, and sharpen your culinary talents with a degree in hospitality management from Onondaga Community College. You'll take courses in our new state-of-the-art kitchen that prepare you to be creative and enhance your culinary skills while learning how to take charge of a professional kitchen. Apply now at sunyocc.edu to start your career in hospitality.
Because we're a two-year school, you're going to play right away. As a freshman, you're going to get pretty good parts, and as a sophomore, you're going to have all the best stuff. We have a lot of non-majors involved, and they can play in ensembles, they can take lessons, they can take music classes. They really could do all the music major things. There are no barriers to that. We have great equipment, we have great facilities. It's a lot of fun to be here. There's a lot of energy, and we do a lot of performing, which makes everybody kind of energetic and working towards those goals together, and it makes it a lot of fun.
I really enjoy the potential to work closely with students. Oftentimes we're fortunate enough to have small classes. Typically we do a lot of class discussions, we do a lot of exercises that deal with student writing. I try to get the students to interact with each other. I think there's a pretty good balance between students working on their writing and sharing thoughts about writing. Yeah, I think OCC is a strong consideration for any student.
I knew I wanted to go to a community college just because it saves money. It's not like a high school classroom. Favorite part of my classes would be the hands-on experiences. You can go into a lab and watch it happen. It's not just ink blots on a page, it's in motion. The faculty is great. They really care about the students. The majority of my professors, they're very patient, fairly understanding. I would highly recommend OCC. I would say go for it.
Welcome back to Ontv Update. I'm Cody Woodard.
And I'm Braylon Noble. This week, West Tennessee High School started their outdoor track season with daily training. The coaches and athletes have a few extra hurdles to get over this year, though, as they deal without a key part of their competitions.
On TV Update, Sarah Hupman tells us how the runners are preparing for their next meet, while the coaches have to prepare to run those meets without official referees.
Last fall's indoor track season seemed to go well for West Tennessee High School. It was only behind the scenes that it was a bit rocky, as the track coaches had to run the meets without track officials.
Honestly, you could barely notice with how well the coaches ran the meets. It was pretty good. I didn't notice any hiccups.
The Section 3 track officials who organize the track meets and keep times for events have been on strike since last August. This left coaches to pick up the work, and they began relying on volunteers to keep the meets running.
We needed people that were going to work to clerk kids and get them out and ready to get onto the track for their event, or we needed people to run the individual field event things. In a lot of cases, those were actually coaches. We had other help with college students. Some of the OCC athletes helped. So it worked out pretty well. I think our meets ran on time, and nobody was, put at any disadvantage.
They can only hope this season will run as smoothly as last season, but for outdoor track, they have even more on their plates.
The track coaches have enough to worry about for their meets, on top of where to run for their daily practices when the track is covered in snow.
For the beginning of the season, the athletes do their warm-ups in the high school gym before hitting the streets of nearby neighborhoods for distance practice. Heading into the outdoor season, the runners are optimistic their coaches will be as prepared as they are.
Definitely, it's a different step for coaches. I feel like they could cover it pretty quickly. They know what's going on during the meets, so that's what I felt pretty good.
Coach Vermeulen is confident they have a solid team this season, and with enough volunteers, they should be in for a very successful track season. From Camillus, Sarah Hupman for OnTV Update.
On March 28th, the West Genesee Wildcat Runners will face Tully and West Hill on their home track in the first meet of the season. Next week, the team will hold a shovel party to get the track clear for practice.
SU basketball fans will have a chance to see some of their favorite former players compete in person this summer. Boeheim's Army, a team of past stars, competed for the last 5 years in a summer tournament called the Basketball Tournament. OnTV Update's Tommy Valentine tells us how the TBT is bringing Boeheim's Army to OCC.
For $2 million.
The basketball tournament is a 64-team single-elimination tournament with a grand prize of $2 million. However, there's a new twist involved this year. The TBT has announced 8 teams that will host the regional portion of the tournament. One of those teams will be Boeheim's Army, and the regionals will be held here in the SRC Arena. OCC's athletic director Michael Borsch knows just how much this means for the college.
I think it's going to benefit by bringing thousands of visitors to our campus who otherwise wouldn't have a reason to come visit us, as well as the tens of thousands that are going to be watching on ESPN. So we're doing our best right now to make sure that there's going to be OCC branding and a lot of different camera angles to make sure people know that the tournament's being held here on our beautiful campus.
The regionals will consist of an 8-team, 7-game format starting July 26th and running through July 28th. Fans have already begun to purchase their tickets online, and they won't be available for very long. Although the SRC Arena can hold up to 6,500 people, Borsch has told me that the TBT is capping attendance at 3,000. So order those tickets quickly because they're expecting a sellout for all 3 days. The roster for Coach Ryan Blackwell's team is yet to be announced, but last year's squad included big names such as Eric Devendorf, John Gillen, and Brandon Trish. No matter who steps out on that court, though, come July, expect the SRC Arena to sound like a mini Loud House.
I think people are going to be really excited. I think there's going to be fans here who are going to be looking for autographs. I think we're going to get a crowd here early, and they're going to stay the whole time. I think it's going to be really, really exciting.
The teams playing alongside Boeheim's Army in the regionals have also not been decided. The winner will move on to Chicago for championship weekend starting August 1st. In the SRC Arena, Tommy Valentine, OnTV Update.
Tickets and game times for regionals at SRC are available at thetournament.com. Tickets are valid for the full day's game schedule, and seating for general admission is first come, first serve.
Let's take one last look at the weather this morning. How are things shaping up for this weekend, Cole?
Hopefully these next couple of days are some of the last of the cloudy days leading us into spring. Saturday and Sunday both look pretty cloudy with highs in the low 30s and lows in the low 20s, but at least there's almost no chance of precipitation. So if you're planning on going to the St. Patrick's Parade on Saturday, break out as much of the Irish gear as you want. You should be able to stay dry. Make sure you do bundle up, though. It's going to be a pretty chilly parade.
We can't have any of that green food getting wet either. That's the most important part. That concludes our reports for this morning. Join us on April 5th when OnTV Update returns.
Until then, from all of us here at OCC, have a great St. Patrick's Day. And Lasers, have a safe and happy spring break. So long.